Okay, King Henry back again with another amp mod. And here we are with my Princeton Reverb 64 custom hand-wired reissue. And I like this thing. It's obviously not really from 1964, it's from 2020. Got it like right around when COVID started, and I think it sounds fabulous. I really like all the different range of tones you can get out of it, and well, in true King Henry fashion or style, it wasn't enough, so I've gone ahead and I've purchased the ultimate curated tube set from Stuart McDonald. It's got a bunch of gold lions. We've got the 6v6 Genalex gold lion power tubes, and then 12AT7 phase inverter. Of course, you need that GZ34 rectifier, and they give you a Mullard. And for the preamp tubes, we got all Tung 12X7s. So they look cool. In my experience, I really like Tung. I've never heard gold lions in person, but I take their word for it. StewMac's got good stuff usually, and from their description, they say that they've tried them all out, and they basically curated this set of tubes for this amp. So now one thing you gotta do whenever you replace your power tubes is bias your amp, and that basically means that you need to adjust the amount of current flowing into your power tubes so they're at the optimal level for whatever tube you're using. And if you look at like this tube, it looks like it's showing the optimum current point is 29 milliamps. So we'll want to get our bias to around 29, somewhere in that range. So yeah, the cool thing I noticed while deconstructing this amp, you can kind of see like it's already, looks like it's falling out. It's because I did already like unscrew the chassis. There's none of the silver stuff on top. So yeah, let's go get into this and I'll show you some tips and tricks, or at least like what I think is some good tips to make sure you don't really screw anything up while doing this. Okay, so let's get started here. So here I'm going to grab the amp by the transformers, gives it a nice grip. It's safer than grabbing the tubes, and I just rest the amp horizontally, gives it a nice firm surface. And then to test the current, I'm not using a multimeter for this, I'm actually using my VHD tube tester. It's really simple and it's got these nice big gauges so you can pretty easily see the milliamps that's flowing through the power tubes. It works well for this amp since there's only 2 power tubes. I don't have to worry about doing it for 4. Here I'm just removing all the pre-existing tubes. The rectifier tube and the power tubes are unshielded, and then the preamp tubes and the phase inverter tube have these little shields on them. Just gotta be careful about unscrewing all of those. There's not really much of a strategy here, just kind of wiggling gently and just being careful not to break anything. Now I'm just reinserting the new tubes from right to left. We've got the rectifier tube, and then there's the 6v6 gold line. How the 12AT7 was, so I'm going to take a peek inside this chart here. So I was able to confirm that in that third spot is the phase inverter tube. The cool thing about working with Fender amps is that you can pretty much find the schematic for every model online. even if it's like a vintage model. It's kind of been their business model to make everything easy to maintain, is that everything's available to look up. So now I'm just reconnecting all the new tubes. So 12x7 tongue sole, and then the Genalex Gold Line phase inverter tube. And then the cool thing about this amp is that it does have the bias pot directly on the amp, so I can just easily adjust it myself. I don't have to wire in a pot or add a bias modification. So at this point I'm just reconnecting everything. And it's important to make sure you connect your speaker or some sort of dummy load, because if you try to power on the amp without it connected, you could blow your output transformer. So it's an important step to make. Current to the amp. So that's pretty cool. So now we've got it running pretty stably, so I'm going to adjust this pot. Once again, my left hand is on the ground. So you can see, it looks like as I'm turning it to the right, the current is dropping. So I want it to be just about at 29. So I can see to like 20 to 40 is 30. And personally, I like it a little bit hot because I play at home, my bedroom, and I like it distorting at slightly lower volumes. So that looks good to me, just about 30. And since it's a matched pair, it looks like this one's like maybe at 30.2. Just a hair above 30, and this one's like dead on 30. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna say that's good for now. I'm gonna remove the tube testers from their sockets and give it a go. Let's see how this sounds. Okay, so it's on. I'm gonna hear how it sounds now. Overall thoughts are it's definitely like brighter sounding and clearer, more articulate. And I am actually noticing that my slight hotness can be heard in the earlier breakup. I already have it on just about 3. Can zoom in a little. So the volume's just a hair above 3 and it's already breaking up slightly. So I may go back and dial it back a bit. Break in a bit and see how it sounds. Overall, I like it.